Hello, my name is Dan Tinianow, and I'm a member of the faculty at the University of Arizona Global Campus. In this COLTT presentation, I'll be showing you how to use the free Microsoft tool To-Do to keep yourself, your teaching staff, and your students on track in classes. You can download To-Do online, just search Microsoft To-Do, or just use the web app. You'll need a Microsoft login to use it, and you may already have one. To do everything I'm going to show you today, you should actually have two Microsoft logins, with the second one being to store archival task lists in case the list in use gets altered. You can sign up for a new Microsoft account for free at the Microsoft website. Now, you'll want to create a separate task list for each class you want to use To-Do with, and different versions for students and teachers if you want to offer task lists to both of those groups. You can name the list for the class, with student and teacher appended at the end if you create versions for both. To-Do works best when your class has a regular recurring weekly schedule. So you can have, for example, a Monday due date for a notebook assignment each week. Now, if that approach doesn't work for you, you can set up tasks with specific due dates, but you'll need to update all the due dates the next time the class starts. And if you have staggered sections running at the same time with different starting days, then you'll need multiple versions of that shared task list. But you can edit a duplicate of the original list pretty quickly. The To-Do web app definitely supports duplication of lists, but not every platform's standalone app does this, so I recommend duplicating in the web app. By the way, at the end of this presentation, if you think this is going by too quickly, I will share a link to a resource that goes through all of this in more detail and goes beyond what I'm sharing here. So please stand by for that link. If you plan to use To-Do for your own personal task management, and I recommend this highly, you should create your list in that second account that I mentioned earlier to keep the archival version safe. Then, share your list to your main account for your own personal use, and use that for your reminders. And of course, the teachers and students can use them as well. That second account is more or less for storage and backup. The reason I recommend this is because you can't delete a shared list, meaning one you're sharing with others, without deleting that list for everyone. But if you don't plan on using To-Do for your personal reminders, you can set up shared lists in your main account. Unfortunately, because To-Do is intended for groups to use on team projects, if any person sharing the lists marks an individual task as done, it's marked as done for everyone. For this reason, you have to require anyone using the shared list to duplicate that shared list to their own account and then leave the shared list. This prevents the list from being altered or damaged by people checking off tasks for everyone. And for this reason, you'll want to create a duplicate of the shared list as a backup copy. So share the original list, you have the duplicate as an archival copy. In case that the shared list gets damaged, you can make a new duplicate from the safe copy, share that, and you'll still have a duplicate of the task list in case it gets damaged again. Unfortunately, this is the only way to prevent list sharers from marking other items complete for other users. So it's a lot of extra trouble, but it is an unfortunate necessity until perhaps Microsoft changes the way the To-Do app handles shared lists. Finally, before I give you the link for that detailed resource I mentioned before, a few tips. I always have To-Do in the planned view. The first thing each day, I check for the overdue items, which is a sub-choice in the planned view, and then once I'm caught up, I stay in the Today view under Plan for the rest of the day. At the end of the day, I usually take a look ahead at tomorrow. Now, you don't have to rely on items that you create in those shared lists. You can also add your own tasks that only you can see. I have lots of recurring tasks, as well as one-off tasks, that are not in any of the shared lists that I've created. Remember to create tasks as soon as you know about them. So if you get a new project, make a reminder for it with the due date. Also, if you use Outlook, emails that you flag in Outlook will automatically become tasks if you're logged into To-Do on the same account that you're using Outlook in. Finally, I like to have an item for each task I do daily, and then do all of the quick ones first thing in the morning to start my day with some momentum. Maybe you can try this too. see if it helps. And that's about it for this presentation, but there is a lot more information, as well as screen captures that show how to create tasks, create lists, set recurrences, share lists, and much more at tinyurl.com/COLTT21to-do. Please look through that page at your leisure, and feel free to follow up with me by email at this address. I hope you found this presentation useful, and I hope you'll find to-do useful too. I honestly use it every day, and my productivity has really benefited. Thank you for your time and attention, and best of luck exploring the use of to-do for yourself, your teaching staff, and your students.